Weird stuff happens in the Pokemon community way too often, and because every other PokeTuber and influencer is a fraud, I'm the only person that ends up talking about it. So I got this comment from someone that is not a fan. They say to blame the Pokemon company and not the cheaters in VGC because people have lives. So this is another cheating idiot that can't accept the fact that Pokemon is one of the most accessible forms of competition out there. The time and money investment in Pokemon is less than almost every other game, sport, or esport. That is a fact. This is advanced stupid. Instead of the chess or soccer ball analogies, which are just false equivalencies, this person says it's like using an oven instead of lighting a fire and cooking your food over a flame. Not everyone in the world has an oven, but using an oven is so much more efficient. Guilting people for using it because people can only use fire is dumb. Much like the flaw with the having to make your own soccer ball or carve your own chess pieces, it's not against the rules to use an oven. So yeah, not a Verlisify fan, but your average Wolfey fan. And then they say, for some reason you feel the need to relentlessly attack everyone. Calling someone who says stupid things and not accepting facts an idiot is apparently a relentless attack. But I guess that's the only thing the idiots can do is like try to deflect that. And I've never blocked anyone, I've never insulted anyone over a disagreement. There is no disagreement when I say 2 + 2 = 4 and you say you're wrong. You say the Pokemon company is incapable of discussion, but when I disagree with you, you have to immediately go to hatred and spitting insults because your argument is flimsy. Ah yes, the flimsy argument of cheating is wrong. That is my stance. There is no excuse or defense of cheating. That if you can't follow the rules, you don't have to play the game. Cheating is a deliberate act to harm others. It requires deception, so lying, you're also cheating, and then that is to steal prize money. If you lie, cheat, and steal, you're malicious. You are a bad actor. That is evil shit, and you only find defense of that in the Pokemon community. And then more impossible stupidity of saying cheating isn't hurting the scene, even though no competition has ever thrived or succeeded because of cheating. It's another fact that cheating is harming VGC more than anything. You permaban Wolf, you purge the cheaters, you punish everyone that's been caught cheating, and then the scene is going to experience massive growth overnight, instantly, because then more players will want to compete in a fair game. But because this person follows Wolf and they're defending him in my comments, they have insight that I don't. Say what you want about Wolfey, but banning him would tank VGC. I think there are legitimate reasons to criticize him, like his friends consistently conceding against him in tournaments. This is not a Verlisify is a hater that just hates and attacks everyone take. This is someone from Wolf's audience trying to defend Wolf, making a point that others have made as well. And that's what this video is going to explore. How deep does this go? And it's also a call to action because I still get people in my comment section like, look, I like both you and Wolf, can you stop fighting? Or I still watch VGC even though I know it's filled with cheaters, or I still want to compete and I pay attention to the scene. So there's probably a lot of other people that could also have insight or have noticed things and might have more specific examples. But I think it's most obvious from the Pokemon 2016 World Championships. Marcus is Wolf's friend and teammate, and has really only incriminated the both of them more and more as time goes on, like the interview he did with I'm a Blissey, because they ran the exact same team, and Marcus had so many inconsistencies. He said, yeah, I don't remember if we RNG'd the Raichu, because we only had a month to get this team together. For a discontinued event, that was a 1 in 25 million soft reset. Also, RNG didn't exist, and if they knew that, then he would have just said, like, yeah, RNG didn't exist, we reset it, or we got it somehow, but they can't say it because they know both of them hacked. Either way, I wasn't the first person to observe, wait, Marcus just threw the semifinals to Wolf to put him into the finals, because that's 2016. Wolf, the golden boy of VGC. And there was a large push from the Pokemon community because the villain, Verlisify, must be taken down for pointing out the fact that Wolf used a hacked Raichu. That's not suspicious at all. A completely impossible, cannot exist without hacking Pokemon was used by Wolfe Glick. This shows Wolf has access to hacked Pokemon and has no problem cheating. And then you go to the 2012 World Championship Finals where Wolf had a team of shiny, legendary Pokemon with perfect IVs and hidden power. Wolf did not RNG these Pokemon because his opponent and also friend, Ray Rizzo, has chat logs of him saying that he misses Pokecheck and genning Pokemon. So they weren't RNGing back then, And as we've also learned with the other hacking Wolfe has been caught with, Wolfe got caught still using hacked Pokemon in modern Pokemon games where it takes far less time to get a full team. So he's never put any time or work into making his team, he just uses hacked Pokemon. Also going back to 2016, legendaries with perfect IVs, also hacked. So yeah, I catch the golden boy slipping, somehow I'm the problem. That also means Verlisify must go down and Wolfey must win. So it's kind of obvious with the semifinals that, you know, they propped Wolfe up into the finals. And then the finals also gets weird because it's versus Jonathan Evans, who earlier in the tournament gave the middle finger to the entire crowd. That should have been a disqualification for extreme unsporting behavior because that was on the live stream in front of children, and it's also about a children's game. No punishment though, just gets to go to the final still. And then Wolfe doesn't have to worry, he gets to play it up and make all the memes and faces he wants because he's using a hacked team that gives him a massive advantage over everyone else, which is why Marcus was in the top 4 as well, because that Raichu was just impossible for any other competitor to legitimately obtain. And Wolfe has even said like this was a big reason why he ended up winning the World Championships, but also his hacked legendaries giving him a massive advantage and the cheating he's done his entire career to get to this point. I even did a video on Jonathan Evans' team report because it really just exposed that he was cheating too. Like all this weird stuff, working with Wolfey VGC. I realized we had to sign up the battle boxes today, so I got Yuri to trade me the Pokemon he had prepared in his battle box, and I went down to the line. We also have Gavin Michaels editorializing a part of this because they're all just in the hacking friend group. Reminder, Gavin had Pokemon disqualified from the 2023 World Championship because he is a cheater, he defends cheating, and he instructed players how to bypass the hack check. This gave him an indefinite suspension that was then reduced to a year because the Pokemon company is corrupt. And I was even onto it in those videos back then. I had multiple videos going like, oh, this person follows this person, who then added this person, asking about Jenning to then hack this team for this person. It's all the same thing, and then you go to the team sheet. It's like, all right, you know, maybe there's some legit players out there. They couldn't get perfect Pokemon the entire time. Oh wait, no, 0 attack and 0 speed Kyogre. It's so crazy how consistent this is throughout the entire history of VGC. These players have no skill. They only had objectively better stat Pokemon than rule followers could obtain. Even post-hyper training, they're still gaining hundreds to thousands of hours of advantage by cheating. So yeah, 2 unsporting cheaters in the World Finals, where Jonathan Evans makes a lot of weird and questionable decisions, and that criticism was not leveraged by me, it was by actual VGC fans that care about these cheaters, and they were addressed in his team report. Now, Jonathan seems like he wanted to win more than just like throwing it to Wolfe, but like Wolfe getting like 2-0 in the finals and 2-0 in the semifinals after this like entire campaign to pretty much make sure he had to become world champion, really weird. And here's another weird thing about, oh, it's not Verlisify seeking hate, it's VGC fans making note and not realizing that what they're talking about is cheating and something to be critical of. So I found this post kind of like saying, yay, Wolfe won Worlds. This is the top one. This is getting its own video, just the insane derangement. But then people pointing it out. I know that YouTuber is going to make a video complaining and moaning. See, like, that's the thing. Like, the entire community was already set up. Wolfey wins. Verlis loses. There's nothing he can do about it. Still couldn't cope with the fact I proved he used hacked Pokemon and has used hacked Pokemon. There is no quotations here. God, I hate it when it's always just cheating in quotations, which like, no, this is objectively cheating by all definitions. Not to mention the time stalling Wolfey did to win, since that was the way to win at the highest level. Just admitting and exposing that Wolfe cheated outside of his team because timer stalling was against the rules, it just wasn't enforced at Worlds, and I did multiple videos about timer stalling where that one dude made the girl cry. Literally! Rule 1 of the general Pokemon rules includes sportsmanship. A player who plays the clock shows poor sportsmanship and should be discouraged from doing so whenever possible. It was not discouraged, it was not punished, even though it is against sportsmanship rules in Pokemon. This was not about TCG. This was both the VGC and TCG general rules, and it was even in previous VGC years where they said timer stalling applied to the Pokemon video game. You were not allowed to timer stall. So yeah, the entire history of VGC, more fraudulent, more cheat-riddled than you even knew, and then it only gets more and more relevant as time goes on, and then more and more cheating and stuff gets exposed. And you just keep reading team reports, and you look at how everyone's just friends into hacking cabal. Yeah, it's like all rotten, and it's all collusion, and it's all cheating. And that kind of takes us back to this original thought, where it's not just me making up something about Marcus giving Wolfe the win. A lot of VGC players believe this. Less convincing for the finals, but again, the entire finals is still rotten, so I wanted to explore this a bit more. Also, it actually makes a lot more sense why Wolfe in recent Worlds can't even make it to Day 2, because he doesn't have friends and fans pushing him further into the tournament. So I made tweets, I made community posts, I'm also, again, making a call to action in this video to try to get to the bottom of it a bit more, but we have this. Whenever he's playing on stream, it feels like his opponent is throwing the match for him. Yeah, Evans felt like a throw, Marcus just felt like a match fix, and a lot of times that ends up happening. The community giving everything for Wolfe because Verlis bad, cheating good. And then at the bottom, bro facts, it's obvious. And that's why I want like a lot more people kind of saying like, oh, check out this match, or check out this stream, or kind of see this, or oh, this guy was Wolfe's friend. And we don't even know most of it, like what's happening in Swiss rounds, what's happening when a fan sees Wolfe. Wolfe has tons of fans now, only gained because he cheated throughout 2016 and his entire career. Without, like, if Wolfe actually got punished, he would be a nobody. If he got rightfully banned for the cheating he has been caught with, he would have nothing. He would have never built anything. Now he has tons of fans, so it makes it even easier for this to be a possibility for him. And a lot of other people are pointing out, he's not good. I've seen matches. Like, what are they doing? There's no way you would do that. Even a noob knows you would have the advantage. Like, all these nonsensical switches and stuff. And then people are like, oh, it's just a high-level thing because Wolfe's all about the predictions. No, it's just people, like, tossing misplays into him and then Wolfe coming out on top because he's a cheater. You're welcome. I just summarized the entirety of VGC. Another comment, his last win, the Orlando Regionals, you can tell Neil threw that match on purpose. The first game, he had the advantage, and he switched his Pokemon when they were in perfect performance to win the game and threw it. And that's another reason why I don't watch VGC aside from the cheating, because the matches are miserable and uncompetitive and just don't make any sense. Now, some idiot in VGC is gonna be like, well, you just don't understand it because they're trying to outpredict it and outpredict it on a higher level because you're just trash. No, like, you watch and it's like, wow, it's like a misplay every game, multiple misplays every game. It's like watching nonsense Smogon players because they're not playing real Pokemon in their casual format anymore. And VGC has kind of become the same thing. The players, they only know how to cheat, and they're not skilled enough to actually make the highest win chance or win condition plays. So once again, Pokemon VGC Finals is just two rotten, evil cheaters going against each other, with Neil VGC just got outed for calling trans people mentally ill, catfished as a different gender and a minor to receive illicit photos from unaware victims online, and illegally entered tournaments. All those things are worse than anything I've done, yet I'm the one that must be, like, canceled, and Neil seems like, even though he has, like, a lot of VGC going after him, it's nowhere near the regular cancellation I get for doing nothing wrong, because no one's actually ever shown me to do anything wrong, or grossly over-exaggerating and misrepresenting things I've said, or just straight up lying to fill the space because Verlisify bad. And it's all deliberate. It's like deliberately believing lies and also rejecting truth just to put me down and then prop up the rest of VGC because VGC is great, the Pokemon community is great, there's no problems, and then we just had MV get exposed. Weird how another one of Pokeaim's friends comes out as a predator, and that just happens non-stop in Smogon. Community manager Haunter got exposed for harassing an underage girl, but the rest of the Smogon staff tried to bury it and cover it up. Another moderator had the same thing happen, and higher-up staff said to not send evidence to the police, but to them. And there were also private sections of the forum where these people cover for each other's pedo stuff. Or was it Bulbapedia that had a secret forum section for pedo stuff with the mods? It's hard to keep track of it all, because there's more evil with people that have power in the Pokemon community than you can imagine. Nappy is still allowed to exist and have fans in this community, and Weedle Twin Needle sexually stalked and harassed a minor in my community, but because it's my community, that's just fair game. Nothing wrong with what Weedle did there. So yeah, Pokemon VGC is more rotten than you know, and it gets more and more rotten every day, and then like weird stuff and revelations just kind of keep happening. So this person says his North American International Championship match from 2022 when Marcus forfeited versus him. So that's what I mean. I don't pay attention to these matches. I don't know what happens in like earlier rounds or other parts of the tournament, and a lot of it is like, oh, you just had to be there. So who even knows what kind of match fixing and friend collusion is happening on the ground? Because again, it's just all this big group of cheaters. There's also been recent rule changes. The reason why we have open team sheets is because all these friends are just working together to leak strats to each other and then disadvantage players that are just there on their own, or they don't have as much of a network. They're not in the clique, so they're just already disadvantaged by all these cheaters even more, and then they get cheated against by sharing strats and unsporting conduct. So Marcus forfeited versus Wolfe to give Wolfe the win and in chance, but then Wolfe lost the win and in. Hey look, more cheaters at the Pokemon NAIC. Who would have guessed? So yeah, that's just the surface stuff and basic observations from Pokemon VGC fans that just watch the content. I don't know how much deeper it goes. I don't think I'll ever know, but a lot of people just kind of see consistently sus stuff, and we should never be in this position to begin with because Wolfe has done enough cheating to earn a lifetime ban, along with many other people, and how everyone is tied up inside of this. But it does put a few things into perspective, and it explains why Wolfe keeps bombing out at Worlds. So yeah, a lot of stuff. Wolfe's a cheater, we already knew it, and Pokemon VGC is rotten, and you can kind of observe even more weird stuff, and it's not just me making things up. So, hope you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day, thank you very much for watching.